I have dedicated my professional career to the study and control of arthropods.
This is a video response to Educating the Atheist, aka InternetPastorTV, aka Michael. This is a response to his video series called Educating Thunderf00t. And before I begin, I want to make it clear that I'm not making this as if Thunderf00t can't defend himself. Thunderf00t is extremely capable of defending himself. I just saw this, and it's been bugging me for some time now. So I decided I would make a video about it. And I would love it if Thunderf00t would also make a response to this, simply because he's always great. And I want to, before I start this, I want to make a couple of real quick points. And this is right off from the almost very beginning and through all 6 parts of this almost hour-long video series. Michael, you keep with the same argument, talking about unless you're biased, or essentially stating you state a fact as a truism, or you state something as an example of what you're trying to say, and you have to point out to your viewers that they will see that you are absolutely correct unless you're biased. Okay? That's really bad form. That would not cut it in a high school debate forum, you know? You're stating, if you don't agree with me, the only reason that you don't agree with me is because you have blinders on and you're just completely oblivious to the truth. You're biased against the truth. All right? No chance that I might be wrong. It's only because you're biased. That's just bad form. That's pretty crass. And again, that addresses the other issues that throughout this, you've peppered this video with little digs and insults. You know, if you're going to make a video addressing his claims, make a video and attack his claims. Show him to be wrong. Don't sit there and throw in there, you know, making these little cuts and digs about his intelligence and about his, you know, the people that like intelligence, the people that like him and stuff. That's just rude. All right, you know, you're supposed to be holier than thou. I mean, you're not supposed to be holy. You're supposed to be a Christian. You know, you're supposed to be above all that. It's pretty. I don't know. Sleazy comes to mind. What is it? Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But okay, I want to start off. You spend in this video series, I'd say out of a 60-minute video, you probably spend 15-20 minutes of it on this piranha issue. For those of you who haven't seen it, Thunderf00t shows a school of piranhas eating an animal, and then shows a school of piranhas kind of passively swimming, and talks about piranhas as vicious killers, and yet they don't kill each other. They don't eat each other, and yet they don't believe in God. They don't have, you know, a moral code they follow. They just simply don't do it. And you attack that by showing a video clip, a couple of video clips of piranhas that have eaten each other. And you think that somehow is a victory for your point, when it is absolutely not a video. His example is absolutely 100% true. You didn't. You know, he didn't say. I guess I'll word this in a way that makes hopefully make more sense. You attacked his argument by trying to convince the viewer that what Thunderf00t said, or what he meant, was the entire theory of evolution rests upon the fact that no piranha in the history of piranhas has ever eaten another. Okay? And then you destroy that, prove it wrong, and you think the whole house of cards comes down. All right? That's not what Thunderf00t meant at all. Like I didn't hear that when I first watched his video. Nobody with a brain heard that when they first watched his video. Okay? The same thing could be said about human beings. Okay? If I were to make a sociological documentary on the city of Milwaukee and say, you know, the city of 1 million people, and yet people in Milwaukee don't eat each other, would you destroy my argument by showing me a picture of Jeffrey Dahmer? Does that destroy my argument? Because somebody ate somebody in Milwaukee? Or is it, for the most part, the people in Milwaukee don't eat each other? Likewise, piranhas don't eat each other. Okay? Yes, you put a bunch of piranhas in an aquarium and don't feed them. After a while, they'll start eating each other. You put a bunch of human beings on an island and don't feed them, and they're going to start eating each other. And by the way, your thing about cannibalism, good Christians have eaten each other as often, if not more so, than atheists. So that argument falls flat itself. People starving will eat each other. All right? Piranhas, if they get wounded, once there's blood in the water, a piranha will eat whatever's bleeding. That's another thing that's embedded in their brains, hardwired. I know you think the term means designed. That's really funny too. So the point is that you think that if you could show a piranha eating another, and you show a couple video clips, that somehow that makes Thunderfoot stupid, that somehow makes Thunderfoot uneducated, that it somehow destroys all evolutionary theory or everything else that Thunderfoot has to say afterwards about it, when it does none of those things. His point is valid. His point still holds true. Okay? The fact of the matter is, piranhas don't eat each other. For the most part, they don't. You have a school of piranhas, and you put another kind of fish into that aquarium, into that pond, into that part of the river. They will turn on it and kill it in a heartbeat. Okay? You introduce another piranha into that area, same species of piranha into that, and they're shuffling about. There may be a little bit of hierarchy shuffling, but chances are they're not going to eat it. All right? They are programmed to not eat something that looks like themselves. That they do occasionally has nothing to do with the point. Okay? There is a fact. There's a type of mimicry that's common in the Amazon, where fishes will mimic the piranha's shape and color because of the fact that lessens the chance that a piranha will recognize them and eat them. If they look like another piranha, piranhas will say, "Oh, that's not food." Okay? And then you talk about him being uneducated, not going. You showed a video clip of a fish being pulled out of another fish's mouth, and you have to throw in another snide dig on Thunderfoot, going, "Oh, there's another one of those piranhas that don't eat each other." Okay? As if, okay, now I want to point this out. You want to make the accusation that he's not intelligent because he didn't do research. Those fish that they show pulling out of the other mouth, those aren't piranhas. They're not even related to piranhas. Okay? They're fish. They're carnivorous fish that live in South America. They're called piraha. Okay? Look it up. Piraha. They're not piranhas. So, you might want to look in the mirror when you start accusing people of not researching things satisfactorily. All right, now the last point I want to make, you're talking about this Ravi Zachariah, and I'm going to say at one point here of agreement. I personally would not have referred to him as Zach. I don't like to do. I think that I don't like to do that personally. I don't. That's a little, to me, it comes off as rude and dismissive. But nonetheless, that's him, that he chose to do that. But you insult his argument. Thunderfoot makes a comparison argument to Ravi Zachariah's addressing the problem of evil, and you say that it has nothing to do with it. But the point is, what you attack about Thunderfoot's version is exactly the flaw with what Ravi Zachariah. And this is why Ravi Zachariah doesn't use that argument in a real debate ever, because anybody with a brain can shred that. It's ridiculous. Okay? It's bait and switch. Okay? What Ravi Zachariah does is he gets his imaginary opponent in his little anecdote to admit that there's right and wrong, or that there's good and evil. But then, once your opponent admits that there's right and wrong, and you can tell the difference, you then jump to the conclusion, this is the switch, that therefore objective morality exists, that objective law exists. Once that gets, which no serious debater would let go by. Nobody would let that slide. That's why he does an imaginary debate with an imaginary opponent. Okay, so that's the switch. Okay, you get somebody to admit to subjective morality, and then you start arguing that therefore, with objective morality, there must be an objective lawgiver, there must be a God. It's a terrible argument for the existence of God. It's pathetic, and Thunderfoot's parody of it was dead on. Okay? So think about these things, please.